Hello and welcome to this tutorial about using Gimp. Gimp is a free and open source image editor. We will be learning about basic image editing in this tutorial. So first of all, when you go to Google search, you only have to type Gimp, and this is the link to the original website from where you can download it. Gimp.org. So click on this link. From here, click on download. This download button shows the latest version of Gimp that is available. So click on that. Now you can select the operating system for which you want Gimp. Since it automatically detects the operating system that you're working on, it will show you the relevant download link. From here, click on Download Gimp directly. As you can see, it has been downloaded. Double-click on the exe file to start installing it. Here it asks if you want to install it for all the users or for the current user only, that is the users of the operating system. So it is possible that you have multiple users on your computer. So here I'll go for install for all. Install for all the users. Select the language. OK. Install. This might take a couple of minutes. As you can see, the installation has completed, and so we can click on Finish. Now, we need to go to the programs or the applications available in the system and open. Search for Gimp and open Gimp. And here it is. This is the Gimp software using which you can edit images. So let's begin. From File option, Open. Select a file that you want to open. Suppose this is the file that I have. First of all, let us see the components of the Gimp software. Here are the different tools that are available, using which you can edit the image. Second is the color. Now this is the foreground color and this is the background color. So black is in the foreground and white is in the background. This is the color. How do you change the color is simply by clicking on any of these. And suppose I want red in the foreground. You will see this is the current color. And here I can change the color that I want. And OK. So now I have red in the foreground color. Similarly, you can change the background color. Click on it. And let's say I want black in the background. OK. So I have red and black as the foreground and background colors respectively. Next is the fill option. Now, whichever tool you will select here, the related options will be present here. Since the bucket fill tool is selected, so it is showing the options related to fill. that is filling the color. Similarly, if I click on Move tool, it is going to show me the options available for the Move tool. If I click on the Brush tool, it will show me options related to the Brush tool. Okay. Next is, this is what you see as the Brush tool that is available. Now you can select if you want a different style of brush, that is a star, for example, and you can just paint stars using that brush. It is basically a stamp that you are creating. Similarly, you can select different styles of brushes. Alright. To undo the previous action, we say Ctrl plus Z. Again, Ctrl plus Z. So you can go to n number of steps to undo the previous action. Under this, then we have the layer box. Now this is the layer. What is a layer? A layer is basically the container on which your image resides. Image or the canvas resides. Okay. Each layer can have different components. So suppose this is the background layer, that is where the image resides. I want to add a component on it. It is always advisable to add a new layer. Here you see the option to add a new layer. Click on this, select OK, and a new layer is created over the previous layer. You also have to take care of the positioning of the layers. Now on the new layer, I want to create a stamp. Okay. Now what is the difference? I created two layers and I created these various stamps. Here you see an eye icon. Using this eye icon, you can decide which layer should be visible and which layer can be hidden. Suppose I hide layer 2. So the components on the second layer will be hidden. I hide layer number 3. So the components on the third layer will be hidden. Similarly, I can hide the background layer as well. What is the use of creating layers is that if you are editing an image and you want to add certain components, always do that on a new layer. Suppose you do not like whatever you have done on one layer, you can always delete it. Right click and delete layer. Right click and delete layer. So that's it. This is the use of layers. Now we come to image size. From the menus option, here on the top you see the menus option. File, edit, select, view, image, layer, colors, tools, filters, windows and help. We'll go to the image menu and we will go to scale image. Now we are trying to resize the image. Here, as you can see, it is the image size, width and height. Then is the resolution, X and Y resolution. Quality, interpolation. What type of interpolation do you want? Okay. So what we are concerned with is, while we are scaling an image, that is changing the size of the image, is this part, that is the width and the height. Currently, the width is 640 pixels. Here you see the unit in which the image is being measured. It is pixels. 640 pixel, height is 333 pixel. And here, as you can see, this is linked. Linked means it is going to maintain the proportion if you resize any aspect, either width or height. For example, I say 500 should be the width, and as soon as I click outside, you will see that the height is automatically resized to 260 pixels. As I decreased the width, it decreased the height as well, because it is interlinked. Let's say click on scale and you can see the image has been resized. I'll go back again to image, scale image, and this time I am going to remove the link. You can see it is an open link here, and I am going to increase the width to 600. And now when I click anywhere outside, it does not change the height. Why? Because it is not maintaining the proportion anymore. These are independent values, the width and the height. So click on scale and you can see that the width has increased, whereas the height remains the same. Control Z. Why you should avoid doing this, that is not maintaining the proportion. It is not advisable. It is always advisable to maintain the proportion of the original image. Why? Because it helps to maintain the quality of the image. If the proportion is not maintained, it will make the image blurred. And so you should be careful whenever you are resizing an image. Do not change the proportion. Next, we'll go to image and canvas size. What is the difference between the canvas size and the image size? Here, as you can see, the canvas size is the same as the image size. Canvas is width 500 and height 260. That is exactly the size of the image right now. Now, I will link this and I will say I want a width of 550 pixels and height is changed to 286 automatically, and click on resize. Now you can see that there is an extra space for the canvas that has been added. Apart from the image has not been resized, but the canvas has been resized. Why is this important is that you probably want to write something, you want to add a caption to the image, or you want to add a background to the image, for which you can increase the canvas size and using the move tool. This is the first tool here with the 4-headed handle is the move tool. So using the move tool, when you click on it, you have to choose what you want to move. Pick a layer or guide, or move the active layer. So I'll say pick a layer or guide and move. Suppose I only want to add a background color to this image. Now this is layer 1. I'll add another layer. Okay. And on this layer, I am going to add, using the bucket fill tool, here you can select either the bucket fill tool or a gradient. So I will go with the bucket fill tool, and from the options available, you can choose what you want to fill, the foreground color, background color, or a pattern. Suppose I want to fill the background color, that is black, and fill whole selection or fill similar colors or fill by line art detection. We'll say fill whole selection. So currently the selection is the entire layer that I have created. Click on the bucket, choose the color that you want to fill, make the selection and click on it. Now this layer has been filled with the background color as I had chosen here. But the background image has disappeared. Why is that so? Because the layer above will always be visible over the layer below. So I will have to move layer, the new layer, under the image layer, and thus I can see the image above the background layer. Now I want to save this image. File, save as. When you go to save as, it is going to save in a format .xcf, which is the format of Gimp. Now if you want to maintain the layers and other options that you have worked on, you should save it as a .xcf file first. Choose where do you want to save it. Let's say desktop. Create a folder. And so it is going to save it on desktop img folder. And click on save. It has been saved. But if you want to save it as a JPEG or a PNG file, you will have to export it. File, export as. Again, choose the destination. Where do you want to save it? That is desktop image. And from here you can select the extension. Here is the name of the file. By default, it is showing .png. Select file type, and from the available options, then you can choose whichever format you want. So let's suppose I want JPEG. Click on JPEG. And from here you can change the name. Let's say cc.jpg. Keeping the format selected, click on export. Quality 90, which is fine, and export. So it has been exported. Now let us go to the folder and see. Here is the folder img in which the two files have been saved. One is the Gimp file and one is the cc file. Now when you open this file, the .xcf file, it is going to open in Gimp, whereas this is the JPEG file that we have exported from Gimp. Now you can use this JPEG file as you would use anywhere. So this was how you can resize an image and resize the canvas. As you can see, the image is available with the background that we added in the canvas. Similarly, you can continue editing the image as per your requirements. So that is about this video on editing an image in Gimp. If you liked this tutorial, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.